Sebelius is the first daughter of a governor to follow in her father's footsteps. And as a Democrat in a largely Republican state, she certainly has her work cut out for her.
If you'll please take a seat, we're going to get started with the program. We're very pleased this morning to have as our first speaker the Governor of Kansas, Kathleen Sebelius.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. Indeed, every business, every resident in Kansas depends on a clean and reliable water supply. To achieve a healthy Kansas requires clean water.
Some of the pages are somewhat lackadaisical about it, but there's an awful lot of them where you can just see they're thoroughly enjoying the whole experience.
Hi, Charlie. Come on in. Nice to have you here.
Are you going to Oklahoma City for anything? Yeah.
You know, I'm probably not going to go to Oklahoma City. I hope to go to Syracuse.
Right up there next to the
I think the biggest surprise may be how important this office is to a lot of people. People are really excited about meeting the governor and having a picture taken with the governor or having an autograph. And that whole part of this public life is really at a whole different level than I'd ever experienced before.
So you're going to Oklahoma?
I like the fact that Kansans feel comfortable with me. That's a nice relationship. I like the fact that people call me Kathleen. And to me, it indicates a level of familiarity that's very positive, and that feels very good. And it's always a little difficult to sort of be aware that you're on all the time. It's a little weird to have your picture taken in the grocery store, which happens to me periodically, or you know, some of that. I think I'm in a place where nobody clearly knows me, and there's somebody who comes up and says, "Aren't you that woman who's the governor?" So it's a little tricky to give up private space, but it comes with the job.
And I think the better law is really to look at.
Press some time because she's going to Bill Graves'.
It also is really fun to watch girls react to me. Teenagers, pre-teenagers really know that there's a girl governor, and I think it in some way really opens a door for them that they may not have thought about. And I watch these conversations that go on often with their moms saying, "She really is the governor?" It's like, yes, she is. And it's one more thing they can do. It's not really about me. It's about first having a woman in a high position, and that's, I think, important to young girls and women, and to older women. I mean, there are a lot of older women who say, "Oh, this is so exciting! It's so wonderful," and I think that's great. I think there's a sort of sisterhood about watching a woman be in a position. So that's sort of one aspect that clearly wasn't there when my father was governor. I mean, there were very few women around, very few women even around his campaign operation. So that's really been kind of unique for me. I have incredibly talented people around me, and who are willing to go way below their market value and really engage in public service. They have a passion and love for their jobs and the difference that we can make together as a team. I've always tried to have a pretty collaborative operation, and people are sitting at the table as peers, not as a hierarchical arrangement. And I think women are very comfortable in that setting. I find sometimes there are men who are not very comfortable in that. There's some issue about who is the boss and who do I get to boss around. Having had brothers, I was familiar with that. strategy, but I think having a team effort is more comfortable for me. A lot of the people who are here with me in this office have been with me at the insurance department. A number of them were on the first campaign committees I had when I ran for the legislature. So these are friends and advisors, people I really trust.
It cuts about $14 million out of the higher education
Oh,
budget.
I
and
always,
I think
sorry, we can't get more done. I wake up in the morning and have 50 good ideas and would love to try and implement all of them. I'm used to the process enough to understand that it really is about bringing people together and finding some common ground. And that common ground is not necessarily around every idea that I think is great. It's really trying to meet people where they may be. And if we're going to have something that works for health care for single moms in Kansas or help seniors get cheaper prescription drugs, what are the 10 ways to do that, and where are the 2 or 3 of those ways that we can really move forward together? So it's a slower process that I think I'd love to, snap my fingers and have things happen. But it really involves relationships and finding that ability to move the process forward and not take defeats too seriously.
Well, I haven't got.
I'm here on the backs and the shoulders of the great women who preceded me, coming in wagon trains to this very difficult land, working side by side as partners, owning land at a time where they had to do it under pseudonyms, helping to build communities and teach children. I served with 8 other women governors. That's an all-time high. I do remember coming to this Capitol when I worked for an association, and I was one of the 2 paid women lobbyists at that time in the 70s. So my perspective on this building is that we have come a long way. It's a great job because it's a great state, and I love people, and you really have an opportunity in a job like governor to not only meet some of the most spectacular people on the face of the earth, be in places that I would never get to be otherwise, but also hopefully have an impact, have a chance to work on issues that matter to Kansans, make a difference for the better in people's lives, have government play a role that's a positive partner in figuring out solutions to pretty complicated problems. So I really like all those aspects, and it's never boring. There's never a time where I think, oh, I'm so bored, I don't know what to do, or I'm doing the same thing over and over again. It's never the same. It's always incredibly challenging, and you couldn't ask for a better opportunity than that every day.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like more information, visit our website,